Hey, Jonathan Peters here, and I'm really excited to share with you that we are in the pre-order stage of our book launch for the book Deliberately Fun. It's taken a long time to get here. We've been writing for over a year and a half, and of course, the actual structure of the book is based on over a decade of work that Monica's been doing, and more specifically about some research that I've been involved in for the last, I don't know, 8 or 9 years now. And then finally, we're getting to the point where we're able to release this to the world. And so we want you to be a part of it in the pre-launch and the pre-sale stage. Now you might be asking, well, why do authors do this? Why do publishers do the pre-sale stage? And the reason is because it takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of money to get a book launched, just or to get it out there to the public. So in this case, there's over 70,000 words in this book, 70,000 words. So that takes hundreds of hours to write. So on my part, lots and lots of effort. Then of course there comes the layout, the internal layout, which takes quite a bit, especially at the level that I'm doing the layout. Should cost several $1,000s. We are able to do that in-house. And then of course we have to pay for our cover designer. Then the files all have to be uploaded to the printer. We get to order the books ahead of time, get advanced copies of the book out, review copies of the book out. So there's a lot of money and effort that happens here in the last month. And so that's why companies do it. But more importantly, to build anticipation, to build hype for when the book is finally released. And so that's where you come in. You get to help us, support us in the effort of getting this book successfully out there. So then you're saying, well, what's in it for me, right? So we understand that we're holding your money for a couple weeks here, so that before you get your book, and so we understand that, and so that's why we're discounting to 20%. So it's quite a bit into our margins. So we typically should never be at this level. Never know what Amazon does. They do some crazy things sometimes when it comes to discounting books, but at least on our side. We'll cover all the shipping and handling, which is significant in this case because we get the cases of books shipped to the office. We take them out individually. Monica and I will autograph them, repackage them, and send them to you. So we'll cover all the taxes. We'll cover all the shipping and the handling. Probably more cool for you is that I will be sending you the electronic version of this, the PDF version of the document before the advanced copies of the book actually come out. At this stage, we don't have any plans to have the electronic version available, specifically on Kindle, because we want to protect the value of the book, but also protect the intellectual property. So there's some things we have to work out if we go that route. So you will have an electronic version of it before you'll get the physical book. Then you'll get an advanced copy of the book, so a couple weeks before it's actually available to the public, say like on Amazon or something. So you'll get an advanced copy of the physical book, the electronic version of the book, and we have a couple bonuses for you as well to sweeten the pot, and of course our appreciation for supporting us. We will be very aware, because since we'll be autographing your book, we'll be very aware of your support for this project. So let me share with you very quickly here, though, what this book is not. Okay, what this book is not. And it's important to know that this book, Deliberately Fun, is not a gamification 101. We assume that you already have looked at gamification, that you have other books in gamification, you've gotten through other courses on gamification. In fact, this book is most valuable if you have already gamified a learning experience, or you're going to in the next couple of months, because then the book becomes practical, and that's what it's designed to be, not just theory, a lot of science, and very, very practical as well. So it is not that. The other thing this book is not is it is not a going through the Sententia's gamification process. We have a 30-step trademarked process for gamifying a learning program. This is not that. So in fact, this book is designed to come after our second gamification certification. So we have 3 levels of gamification certification at Sententia. This one's actually designed to come after the second certification process. So it assumes quite a bit of knowledge about gamification before you even come to the book. Okay? So that it is not a 101, it is not a summary. So what is it? What is the problem that the book solves? Well, what it does is most of the time, for most instructional designers, what we do is we're given a class, a course, some sort of content. We put some game mechanics on it, so we think, oh, this is pretty cool. Then we put it out there for our learners, hoping that they will appreciate it and enjoy it, that they will find it interesting, that they will find it engaging. Well, you put a lot of effort into this, you put a lot of time into it, a lot of thought into it, and it might fail because they may not find it interesting. They may not find it engaging. And go back to games, for instance, if you take extremely popular games, say like Fortnite, how do you play Fortnite? How much do you play Fortnite? Is it as fun, as engaging for you as it is for so many thousands, if not millions of people? So just because it's fun for one group of people doesn't mean it's fun for this other group of people. How long did you play Candy Crush? Are you currently playing Wizards Unite? Okay, so the point is that certain game mechanics appeal to certain people. We need to understand that. So the book, Deliberately Fun, what it does is it says, take that class, that course, that content, set it aside, begin with the learner in mind. Start with them. So when we look at your learners, what is important to them? What motivates them? What ultimately do they find as fun? So that once you understand them at that level, now go take the game mechanics that will appeal to them. So now you have this set of game mechanics that you know that the majority of your audience will enjoy. Now bring that class, that course, that content, put it inside with these game mechanics so that now when you present it to your learner, you have the confidence that the majority of your learners will find this interesting, find this engaging. So that's the power of this book. And that's why it takes 70,000 words to present this to you. Now, you might be saying, oh man, I'm never going to read a book that big. 70,000 words, that's a lot of words. Well, here's the thing. Yes, it has tons of stuff for those of you that really want to nerd out on the science behind this process, that for those of you that really want to understand what's going on here. And I've designed the layout so that you can move quickly through this when you need it. So let's say you're reading the book now. Months from now, it's like, oh wow, I need to go through that process again. So first of all, you can get to the information that you need. But even if I'm going through it, I guide you through and say, hey, this is stuff you can skim over. This is important. So let's say, for instance, well, let's put it this way, the real value of the book is this, the appendices, all right, specifically one of the appendix. And so when you're going through the process, let's say you have sales folks that you're designing training for. And so really quickly you go through and you say, well, salespeople typically have a low motivation for tranquility, low motivation for savings. They're usually spenders. They usually are on the high side, have a high motivation for status, for power, for vengeance. Okay? So once you take that, now you have this persona, if you will, of your learners. Now you can go into the appendix, and right there I have over 160 game mechanics for you. So it has the name of the mechanic, a description of the mechanic, and then more importantly, the core desires that that mechanic appeals to. So you can say these salespeople are going to find this fun, they're going to find this one fun, they're going to find this one fun, that one not so much, that one not so much. Oh, let's use this one. Now you can take your content, put it inside those mechanics that you know with confidence that they will find fun. Or let's say, just really quickly, you don't have time for a persona, but the course is dealing with for folks who are auditors, who are into compliance, so whether it's on the financial side, the legal side, the HR side, so you understand that these people probably have a high motivation for honor because rules are important for them. Compliance is important for them. Well, very quickly, you don't have to read the whole book. You know that. Here's a description of what I just told you. Go to the back of the book and then go through and find the mechanics that appeal to them, to those folks. And then now, like I said, now you have the structure, these mechanics, take that class, that course, that content, and put it inside those game mechanics. Now when you present it to the learner, you have the confidence that they will find it interesting, that they will find it engaging. So that's the value, that's the power of this book, and I'm excited to get your input. So as by coming in early into the pre-sale part of this thing, you're able to now, once you get that electronic version, to start doing a review, to start giving us some comments so that we can use those on the back cover and the inside cover, and certainly on the website. So I want to thank you for joining in this process. Now's a good time to click on one of the buttons and let's get you your advanced copy of Deliberately Fun.